0 dB. iPhone stereo M4.
Hello guys, I'm back to do another recording. I had to stop the other one because I had to stop and start and think about what to say, and I thought, well, I might as well do a new recording. I messed around with iMovie and didn't find it very accessible for what I need it for. I also upload my videos knowing that most people know if they don't like hearing a video, they can skip forward, they can click off, they can do whatever. And I don't always restrict my videos to adult audiences because I don't need to. As far as I'm concerned, common sense might not be for everyone, but I'm not responsible for whether other people like or don't like my videos. I just record them, audio and video. Doesn't mean I'm going to go recording stuff that I want the whole world to hear about or see. I won't do that. I'm just not doing that. I only want the world to hear so much, and that's it. But apart from that, I guess with using Recorder HQ as my main recording app, I would have to do, well, I've found the easiest workaround for editing recordings because, frankly, I'm hopeless with movies and using the iMovie app. I'm bloody hopeless. My workaround is to simply save parts of the audio recordings that I like and then merge them together to make one recording and then upload that to YouTube. It's the best workaround I've come up with without spending 3 hours trying to fix a stupid recording.
iPhone stereo iPhone minus pause button record minus pause -2. Speed.
Sometimes I can pause and resume a recording. You know, if I need to, I can just resume it and come back. Pause it. Now I'm tongue-tied, I don't even know what I'm saying. If I need to, I can pause the recording and I can resume it later. So, obviously, editing movies and all that isn't working for me. So, now I have to find other workarounds for using Recorder HQ, and also maybe I could do editing with my phone's camera, but I don't think I can, but with all that failing, I pretty much have to chop out parts of my recordings that I don't like and only keep the sections of recordings that I do like. The problem is, if I make a 3-hour recording and only want 1 hour of it, I'm like, that's going to take a long time to fix. So I'm either going to keep the 3-hour recording, not 3-hour recording, God, Jesus. I'm either going to keep the 3-hour recording as it is, or I'm going to try not to record for 3 hours in the first place and just do a recording for like half an hour or maybe an hour. So if I do a 3-hour recording, I'll fill it up with as much sound and as much life as possible, I guess, if you could say it like that.
Pause. Stop button.
And now I am going to pause the recording. I will be back in a second.
Pause button. Stop. Pause button. Speak.
Okay, I am back. I guess, it depends on how long I can make a 3-hour recording last for before I have to actually say, there's nothing else to say or do on the recording, so just stop the recording and upload it. As for editing videos and making them really, as nice as you can possibly make them, I will say iMovie kind of isn't going to work because it's too visual. I mean, I get if you've got some vision there to use, that's really good. That some people with a bit of usable vision, can still use iMovie, and congratulations if you can do that. I physically can't do it. So I guess I'm going to have to be a bit more lively on my recordings so there aren't as many dead spots, and I will keep on reminding people that as much as it's a pain in the bum and some noise is just annoying and horrible to listen to, the only option I've got as a workaround is skipping. So when you're in the video, if you find the track position at the top of the video player screen where it says track position, how many minutes of how many hours left or whatever the case is, if you're hearing too much annoyance or there's too much silence or whatever, I don't know how to do, I've worked out there are some things that VoiceOver lets me do with iMovie. What it doesn't let me do is physically, like when I play a video clip and then I pause it, it doesn't let me chop out parts of it. Whereas if I'm using Recorder HQ to do my audio recording, I can check where I'm at in the recording, and then I can pause it and say it stops at, I'll just say 60 seconds for the sake of argument, right? I can trim the video from 1 minute to about 60 seconds, right? And then I can call it a file name like part 1. And then from 60 seconds, I can go to, say, 61 seconds, let's say, or maybe even 70 or 80 seconds. It would be a bit past the noise or the silence or whatever you don't like. I can then trim from whichever section that I'm at to the very end of the video. I can call that piece part 2. Then I can merge part 1 and part 2 together to make a new recording that we do like, which will not have the section of the recording that we don't like. So, there are workarounds. There are workarounds. My problem that I have with iMovie is it's very, very visual. So even if VoiceOver tells you a lot of stuff, there's a lot of crap that VoiceOver doesn't let me do, and that is a stupid pain. Which is exactly why I got rid of iMovie in the first place. It was not working. So I got rid of it. And then I put it back into my phone tonight after hearing a comment. From another video. And unfortunately I couldn't get this situation with iMovie worked out. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it. So now I have to find new workarounds for doing audio recordings. I will figure things out. I very sadly cannot edit videos the way many people would like. I physically cannot do it. I'm not in the situation to be able to do it. I also don't have the affordability due to financial reasons that I can't disclose to get a laptop at this time, even though that'll change in the future. I just can't do it right now. I won't explain because there's too many sensitive details that do not belong on YouTube. Yeah, that's as far as I can go with that, unfortunately. I still like suggestions. You know, if people say, hey, can you try this, can you try that? Yes, I will. But can I guarantee that it will work? No, I cannot guarantee. Doesn't mean that, that I make terrible recordings. So, too bad, deal with it. Like, if you don't like them, you want them to be better. So you tell me how you reckon they could be better and I will give it a go and it will work. Great. Or if it doesn't work, well, I don't know what else to do. Apart from say, I don't like that recording and then delete it before I upload it maybe and make a new recording again. I don't know what else to actually to do. I don't. So the best thing I can do is to take suggestions as they are and hope that I can get it working. And now, when anyone who's doing their videos says, hey, it's just a suggestion, yeah, I know. And I'm not saying don't suggest. I'm not saying don't offer suggestions. I'm just saying that I'll give it a go. And if it doesn't work, it's not because I don't care and I don't want to hear what you say. It's just because it isn't working. That's all it is. There may be situations where I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's okay. You do you. I'm not doing that. I get what you're saying, but I'm not going to do it. Okay. But at the same time, if there are suggestions that I'm like, oh, I love that idea, I'm going to try it, and it works, I'm like, oh, yes. Oh, that is good. Thanks for that, that advice. It's working. If something doesn't work, well, okay, we just have to find another workaround to make the situation work somehow. I don't know what other options to consider. I could just not do recordings, but I don't want to do that because I like doing recordings. Some of my videos are very long, some of them are 4 hours long, some of them are 2 hours long. You know, I get where many people come from. They just want their videos short. Some people do live streams longer and shorter videos, and that's good. Some people do short live streams, that's good too. Let me put it this way. I basically do my video recordings based on how much I'm putting in into the recordings. I guess if you want to take literally all the fluff out of the recording, I can spend, so I could do a 3-hour YouTube recording playing Sortie Quest using Recorder HQ, right? Then I can spend the next 2 hours actually listening to that recording and then trimming out parts of it that I don't want in there. The problem is I would have about 5 or 6, which I would label the files anyway. I would have about 5 or 6 different files labelled from, say, 1 to 5, which would take me about maybe 2 hours to actually, cut into 5 pieces, minus anything that we don't like, And then I would merge those 5 files together and make one recording that might only be 1 hour long instead of 3. I guess I could do that, I suppose. The problem with that is it would waste my time, because because I'd be like, wait, I've done a 3-hour recording only for it to take me 2 hours to fix. I mean, what's the point in even doing the recording? I don't know. I guess it depends on what I'm recording, as well. Like, if I do a recording of myself doing shopping, I've got to edit out some of the stuff that I don't want to hear, like people's names and stuff. I've got to edit all that out, so I can do that. But if every time I do a recording, I then have to spend an hour fixing that recording, I'm like, I don't really enjoy recording anymore, because I feel like I'm spending more time fixing a recording that like, I want to upload a recording and I've got to spend more time. It takes me longer to fix the recording than it does to just do it. So I guess, depending on what I do with the recording, I can edit some of it out. But with that said, I don't think I would enjoy doing videos and recordings if I know that every single time I do it, I spend, say, an hour recording something and another hour, maybe longer than that, to actually fix up what I've done. And then I'm like, no, this is not fun anymore. So, yeah, I don't know what to really think of that, to be honest. I think I think I'm just going to have to stick with what I know, because entertaining people is good. Getting a lot of views is good. But at the same time, I really don't want my recordings to be so, what do you call it? It's good to make a nice recording, don't get me wrong, okay? But I don't want a recording to be so, some people say arduous, difficult, challenging. I'm just going to say it. I don't want a recording to be so difficult to set for upload that other people will want to listen to. Not that I don't want people to hear my recordings, but if it takes me 2 hours to make a video acceptable for 99.9% of people to listen to it all, I think, well, the truth is maybe you just don't like my recordings. And I don't think that should be a reason for me not to do recordings. You don't like them, so I won't do recordings anymore. Well, sorry, but people can't tell me what to do with my phone. People can dislike videos and click off and not listen to them. That's fine. I mean, if I do a recording and you don't like it, as in anybody who's listening doesn't like it, that's on them to like or dislike the recording. If changes are suggested and they don't work for me because I just can't do those things, well, I don't know what else to say or what else to do. I don't know. I guess I just have to keep plodding along with my recordings, and you'll either like the recordings or you won't like them. It's that simple. I'm not going to, to just quit putting stuff on YouTube just because someone's like, this is boring or this is too much information or whatever, or noise or whatever. I can obviously, if I think there's too much sensitive information that I don't like in the recording, I can still spend several minutes to maybe 2 hours cutting it out, because sometimes you just have to spend a while fixing stuff in a recording. It's life. You just have to fix certain things in recordings. But I don't think I will continue doing recordings if I have to spend all my time fixing every recording. A few recordings, yeah. If I have to fix a recording here and there, that's fine. There's always something that you're like, oh, I don't want the whole world to listen to that. Oh, I can't let them hear that. Okay, I've got to fix this recording. But if I do several recordings and then I have to then fix all of those recordings, I'm like, God, I don't know how I'll go with continuing to upload recordings to YouTube, because it kind of doesn't suit my style, to be honest. Not that I want to do terrible recordings, I did a few recordings last week and I didn't like them, so I deleted them and I didn't upload them. I did not like a couple of my recordings. I really didn't. So I got rid of them because I'm like, I don't like how I spoke, as in just some things like when I get frustrated and I start making noise and talking funny and just being stupid on the recording, and I'm like, oh no, I am not uploading the video. I'm not doing that. So I delete the recording. Press delete because, yeah, I don't think it's good for YouTube to hear this shit going on. Yeah, just delete the bloody recording. Otherwise, I guess with that said, I'll just keep doing the recordings how I know to do them. Now that I know people want to see less fluff in recordings, I can obviously make some adjustments, and here and there I can spend a few minutes cutting stuff out of some recordings, but for the most part I'm just going to keep with what I know. With that, I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to upload it to YouTube.
Pause button. Stop button.
And I'm going to what am I going to do? I was going to do another Sortie Quest recording, but yeah, I'll consider if I should do one or not. I do actually want to do a recording of me in the Fonatasia map at the lake where I do hunting for the goldies, because I've got a few Fonatasia goldies, but I don't have the golden toad, and I don't have the golden... What do I not have in the goldies? I don't think I've got the golden sand snake. Oh, I'll do a new recording and I'll check my sortie book and see what goldies I need from Fonatasia, and I want to do some hunting. I'll do a bit of grinding, but not on recording, and then I'll do another recording after I've done a fair bit of grinding. And then I'm going to make heaps and heaps of super smoothies, and I'm going to sell off all of the other stuff that I don't want to make. I don't want to make. If I don't want to keep a lot of stuff, I will sell it all off and earn a few silver coins. I'm not doing that on recording because people will argue and debate at me about why I should slow down when I'm playing the game and all that. The thing is, I don't even use Facebook. I get on Facebook, as in I don't have a Facebook account, but I read, the Facebook pages of like Sortie Quest mainly. And I read all the angry comments about how players should be caught out for playing too fast and all that sort of rubbish. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be part of that, nonsense. I just want to play the game and enjoy it. And record what I want to record of the game. So, yeah. I'll get out of this recording now and do another Sortie Quest recording soon.
Stop button.